Hey witches, welcome to Busy, Gritty, Inked and Witchy, a magical living podcast for the busy witch. I'm Morgan, eclectic witch of almost 25 years, Avalon priestess, and busy witch. Here we'll talk all things witchy, from current metaphysical happenings to my busy witch tips and tricks, and everything in the in-between. This podcast is my personal journey, filled with my knowledge, opinions, and unique way of looking at the world. Join me as I weave the magical and the mundane in every episode. Hey witches, welcome back to Busy, Gritty, Inked and Witchy. I am Morgan, and today is going to be a little bit different. I have done this once before, earlier this year, in fact, but I want to talk to you all first before we jump into it. The last week has been amazing for me. It has been an absolute roller coaster, and I'm going through a lot of stuff right now, internally. And for Thanksgiving, I hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving for those of you who do celebrate. My daughter surprised us. We did not think she was going to be coming home she was in the middle of transitioning from tech school back home to help her recruiter for a couple of weeks. And she told us she was going straight from tech school to her home. And she did not. She surprised us on Thanksgiving. It was amazing. My son was in on it. Thanksgiving morning, he told us, he said, "Hey mom, I ordered breakfast from DoorDash. Can you run and get it for me? Like, the guy just delivered it." And I was like, yeah. And I went out there and my daughter was out there in full uniform. And it was amazing. And so she is home for the next couple of weeks. And so I'm trying to work so that I can get home and just be with her, because she leaves for Germany at the end of the year. So like I said, I'm going through a lot right now, and I did not sleep last night. Insomnia comes and goes with me, and so it's days like this that I'm like, I have to go in there and record a podcast, and you guys, my heart's just not in it today. My heart is at home with my daughter, and I'm at work, and there were things that I had to, get done today, but my heart is at my home with my daughter, who is supposed to be playing Red Dead Redemption all day. So I wanted to explain that first. And then let you know that what I'm doing for today's episode is a guided meditation from the Inked Spirit Coven. I chose the Creating Your Internal Sacred Space one for you all today, because I think that this time of year, it is so important for you to create peace within yourself and ground within yourself. And if you have never created your internal sacred space within you, then I hope that I hope that you will do this guided meditation, and I hope that it works for you, because this time of year is so crazy and emotions are so insane, and it does not help. I don't know what next week's podcast might be about, but I have a feeling I might do it about Mars Retrograde, because that starts on Friday, December 6th, and that one's a son of a bitch, you guys. During Mars Retrograde, which will be from December 6th until February 25th, everybody's an asshole, and tempers are flared, and annoyances run high, and exhaustion sets in, and it just so happens that we are going to be going through this shit through the holidays, into the new year, into the political, all of that, the change of presidency here in America, and it's all going to be during Mars Retrograde. So I don't fear it. And you know what? I will work on next week because Mars Retrograde we did not have in 2023. So it comes around like a little over once every year. So we skipped it in 2023, and it was glorious, but we're not skipping it now. And not only that, but we're going into 2025 in Mars Retrograde. So yeah, you know what? I will do next week's episode on that. And if for some reason something else comes up, I promise I will do it here soon. So if you've been on edge, if you've already been a little bit more pissed off than normal, you're probably just super sensitive, or it could be wherever Mars is in your chart, the placement of Mars. Anyway, I think that creating an internal sacred space is very important. It is like a fundamental step for meditation for me, because even when I just sit and put on like some meditation music, not do a guided meditation, I'm sitting in my internal sacred space. That's what I'm doing. And that's why I think like you should customize it. It's going to be your safe space. And just to let you all know, like my internal sacred space, my safe space is a cave in Avalon that sits underneath a waterfall. So that's what I've created. And it's like there's like a little apartment in there, you know, it's pretty cool. So that's what I'm going to do for you all today is after I am done talking, the guided meditation will start for you all. It is one that I recorded for the Inked Spirit Coven years ago. And I'm not going to be doing Patreon shout outs this week because I want to do those when I'm actually doing a full episode, you know, like a proper episode. But what I will say is the bonus for the paid Patreon members will be the internal sacred space, or maybe it was just a sacred space, Book of Shadows page set that accompanies this guided meditation. So it was in the month that I did this, we talked about sacred spaces, and then we did the internal sacred space guided meditation. So I'm going to put that's going to be your bonus for the paid Patreon members. And if you're like, what is this, Patreon? It is patreon.com/inkedgoddesscreations. And just to let you all know that this month in the Inked Spirit Coven, because if you get all this and you're like, oh my God, Book of Shadow pages are cool, guided meditation is cool, this is the type of stuff we do. In fact, the month of December in the Inked Spirit Coven, we're going to be doing rooting into yourself, like rooting down into yourself. We're really going to start to build that foundation of authenticity so that in February, March, you can emerge closer to your true self than you've ever been before, like emerge into the world if you so choose. So we're really going to be working on building a foundation this month, working with the element of earth. And then I'm going to be doing a guided meditation with them as our workshop. It's going to be a foundational meditation. So this is exactly the type of stuff that you'll get in Inked Spirit Coven. If you would like to join us, head to inkedspirit.com. And if this is your first time here, there is a coupon code floating around of podcast 5, and that's just the number 5. We'll get you $5 off your first month of the Inked Spirit Coven. So just to let you know too, by cutting out today's full podcast episode, I am saving, it's probably about 2 hours worth of work for myself. So at this moment, with my daughter sitting at home playing video games, that 2 hours is extremely important. And thank you all for understanding that, you know, I'm human and that I have highs and lows as well. And just there's a lot going on right now. So, yeah. But I want to thank you all too for being here, for giving me a platform to be myself. And I hope you enjoy the guided meditation. If you are driving, then don't just pause this, you know, don't do the guided meditation while you're driving. You know, if you're cooking dinner, just pause it, you know. But try it. Even if meditation is not your thing, try it anyway, because it's a super fun one. Okay? I will see you all again next week. Bye. Hello, and welcome to the Internal Sacred Space Guided Meditation. Find a comfortable place to sit where you won't be disturbed, and let's begin. Sit with your feet or legs touching the floor or ground. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. You find yourself in a small, empty room with a staircase leading downward. You stand at the top of the staircase, take a deep breath, and take your first step downward. 1. Slowly start to descend the stairs. You are becoming more relaxed with each step. 2. Continue making your way down. You are letting go of your day. 3, 4, your mind is calm. 5, 6, feel your body becoming heavy and relaxed. 7, 8, your mind is open. 9, 10, you're at the bottom of the stairs. In front of you is a door. The door is quite ancient, with symbols and pictures carved into it. You run your hand over the deep grooves of the wood and follow the carvings down to the door handle. You pause for a moment, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. You can feel the energy of what's behind this door. It is your personal sacred space. Pause for another moment before opening the door. Maybe you have been here before, and you will be happy to open the door and be within your safe space. If this is your first time entering your internal sacred space, know that it can present itself in any form to you. Take a deep breath and open yourself to your divine energy source, and trust that it will show you the best version of your sacred space for who you are now. You grab a hold of the doorknob and push the door open. As the door opens, your personal internal sacred space begins to appear before you. You immediately feel comfortable, safe, and secure. Look around your sacred space. How is it presenting itself to you today? As you look around your sacred space, first take in the details that are furthest away from you. Are you inside of a space or room, or are you out in the open? What sounds do you hear? What does your sacred space smell like? Take a moment to connect all of your senses to your internal sacred space to help give it form. Next, we'll explore the details in your sacred space. Do you have objects such as ritual tools, or even chairs or pillows in your sacred space? Do you have statues or imagery anywhere? If this is your first time within your mind's eye sacred space, It may look a little bare, and that's okay. We'll play around with decorating your sacred space in a moment. If you have been here before, do you notice anything different or anything that may no longer fit who you are becoming? For now, take in the existing details of your sacred space without changing anything. Now, find a comfortable sitting place within your sacred space. You may have one set up already, or if this is your first time here, create one now. Visualize whatever you'd like to personalize your space. Pillows, a bed, a comfy chair, a soft spot of grass to sit on. There are no limits to what you can create here. Once you have created it, settle in, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. While your sacred space is a visual place for you to go when practicing your spirituality, it is also a feeling that you can tap into quickly when you need it in the future. Take a moment to connect to the feeling of your sacred space right now. If it helps, you can visualize a colored mist that you feel resonates with the energy of your sacred space. As you breathe in, visualize breathing this colored mist into you so you can take the energy of your sacred space within. Your sacred space should feel calm, comfortable, and safe. Take a moment to truly connect with this energy. Now we will have some fun personalizing your sacred space. Stand up and begin exploring your space. If you have been here before, are there objects, pictures, and environmental elements still resonating with you? If you find something that just doesn't feel right anymore, touch it or pick it up with your hands. Tell it thank you for its time spent in your sacred space, and with a blink of an eye, make the object disappear. This is the magic of your sacred space. For those who have been here before, continue going through your sacred space in this manner, sorting through things or rearranging things until they resonate with you. If this is your first time here, let's personalize your space. Close your eyes and put your hands out in front of you. What is something that you can add to your sacred space that makes you smile and makes you feel like your spiritual self? Open your eyes and see what item appeared in your hands or appeared in front of you if it is large. It could be something small like a ritual tool or a statue, or it could be an environmental element like a waterfall or a tree. How does this object or environmental element make you feel? If it needs placement somewhere, place it now. Now that you know how to manifest items for your sacred space, take a few moments to do this, those who have been here before and those who are newly here today. We'll just be taking a few moments here. You can always come back later and place more items as needed. Now that you have personalized your internal sacred space, look at it as a whole. Hopefully, this brings a big smile to your face. Your internal sacred space should feel like you through and through, and be a place where you can be yourself to your core. Before we leave, you need to charge your sacred space with your energy. Place your hands onto the floor or earth in the center of your internal sacred space. Close your eyes and visualize yourself glowing with energy. Now, allow that energy to flow from you, through your hands, and into your personal sacred space. Know that you are not only charging your sacred space with your energy, but you are also creating a protective field around it to keep it hidden and safe. Once you have filled your sacred space with your glowing energy, say thank you and stand up. Your personal space will remain safe and protected until you visit it again. Now it is time to leave your sacred space and return to this world. Head back to the wooden door, open it, and walk through. You are back at the staircase where we began. 10, start to make your way up the stairs. 9, 8, continue to ascend the stairs. 7, 6, you feel joy and gratitude in your heart. 5, you are becoming more aware of your body. 4, 3, you are fully at peace. 2, begin wiggling your fingers and toes. 1, bring yourself back to this space and this time. You can now open your eyes. Take a few moments to journal your journey today.